Hello, how you doing? Mike Bradley. Hope you're doing well as always. Funk guitar, yes. I love talking about funk guitar, and if you saw literally my last video, what I posted up Friday just gone, or if you're watching this in about 2 years time, there'll be a link scrolling across the top of my head there so you can check it out. I did one of my asThe things, and this was a funk thing, and quite a few of you wanted me to teach it and talk about it, especially this right hand. And I've got kind of a funny and also interesting story how I kind of got such a, you know, loose right wrist. Not like that. Disgusting. I can see you sniggering in the back there. Go to your room. So to play funk guitar, you definitely want a super loose right wrist, or if you're left-handed, you know, left wrist, whatever your picking hand is. Now those that, I always forget the names of the rhythms. I don't know if they're six triplets or something like that. I always forget the name of the rhythms. So apologies there. I just know the sound of it. Those, but that, you know, so if you think of a drummer, you know, a beat, so slowly, 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1. All right, so which is 5 1 2 3 4 5, but you want to think 1 2 3 4 1. Now I'll put a little timestamp. I'm going to tell you how I got to do this, what kind of helped me, and it might help you. I'll put a timestamp now if you want to skip this, because I know some people don't like the talking. I went to the ACM in Guildford in England, and I was very lucky to have some amazing guitar teachers. I had Eric Roach, I had Jamie Humphreys, and I had Guthrie Govan and Dave Kilminster. And those two in particular, I remember, you know, they're just such phenomenal players, you know, regarding as a lead guitar player and also rhythm guitar players as well. And me and a good mate of mine, who actually I've done a video with before, Sam, we did a video a couple months ago, and we were 16 years old, you know, and we would see Dave and Guthrie do this, that, you know, and we would kind of do that with our wrists as we were talking about it, like, how do they do that, that, we would do that. And I can remember us, you know, coming out of ACM and walking up to the train station, and literally, if you went back, God, 17 years, wherever it was, you would see two 16-year-old boys walking up the road going, that. And then so we would get on the train home, Sam would get off in Bookham, and I would carry on to Epsom and whatnot. And as soon as he would get off, I would sit on the train and on the chair just go. Now, I don't know if you're picking that up there on the microphone, but I would just practice, not really practice, but do that method of the lat that, so you want to be able to hear it first. And then when it came to the guitar, because my wrist was so loose in doing that, it made it a lot easier to play. So if you're, you know, so try that when you're on public transport. But you know, it's getting the sound of that rhythm in your head. You want to get that kind of sound in your head there. So to practice it slowly, you know, kind of practice that. So we could get, I'll show you the chords of that song in a minute. Actually, this is the first chord in it, which is an inversion or playing an E9 chord. So I'm on the full string 12th fret with my 3rd finger. Second finger is on the 11th fret on the 3rd string. First finger is on the 9th fret 2nd string. And then little finger is on the 12th fret 1st string. Okay. Now, really cool chord. Because then what I did in the piece, you can... actually, I don't know if I did it in the piece or not. I can't remember now. But you can move that first finger forward and back. Now notice that I did the like that in the middle of that. So if you want to try that, so I'm muting it, and then those last two strokes, which are an up and a down, are being played with the chords. The rest, 1, 2, 3, is muted. 4, 5 or 4, 1 is then being played. Okay, so I think at the beginning of that little piece, I'm doing all that kind of scratching kind of stuff. So try that, you know, think Welcome to the Jungle. I think that starts with, not Welcome to the Jungle, one of the other, Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses. It starts with just kind of scratchy. So you kind of think like a drummer. So bum ba dam ba ba da bum ba bum ba dam ba ba da bum ba ba da bum ba da ba da bum. Hopefully this is making sense, you know, even just boom chat bum bum chat bum chat bum bum chat. You know, getting used to having that right wrist super loose. And then da 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 da, you know, a drummer will put a fill in. Boom da bum bum ba bum da ba da ba da ba bum ba bum bum ba like da 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 da, you know, da dan 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 dan. So that was 1 2 3 4. That wasn't doing 1 2 3 4 1. That was just 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. But it's all how the beat is. Ba da 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 ba da. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. But if you got hopefully this is making sense. You know, so definitely just try and then put different rhythms to that. So boom, boom. And I'm all from the wrist. Obviously my forearm's moving, but the motion is coming, you know, down, down. The la da 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 da. You know, so sorry. So I did move it, yeah. So I start off with, instead of my first finger on the 9th, is on the 10th. And then I'm going 10, 9, 10 with that first finger. Okay. And I should say, I'm sure this has been done in 101 different funk songs. So I had a guy saying, oh, it sounds like something else or whatever, you know. Probably does. Probably sounds like a load of different funk songs by different funk players, alright? So it's a very common, like this here is a very common funk chord shape, and jazz and blues as well. So got that going, and then I'm just bowing the 9th fret, and then put my 3rd finger on the 1st string, 10th fret, and then taking that off, taking the 3rd finger off. So all these you could just take as itself. So you know what I mean? You could just make a little moffat of that. You know, and then put that on the 12th fret, your little finger on the 12th fret 1st string. And you got something else completely different. Well, same idea, but alright, so nothing's written in stone. So, and then go back to the 7th fret, and then go slide forward to the 9th, and then back to the 7th. but then of course there's sort of the rhythm there as well. So another tip I could say is the right hand always wants to be going. Always wants to be going. So that can stem right back to playing, like, you know, say you got a C chord, your cowboy C chord. You're doing something like that, my right wrist will keep going. What am I hearing there? Call you up in the middle of the night, like a fire. Whatever the words are. You know, the right, it looks like I'm just doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the right wrist is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm hitting the strings on certain points of the beat, aren't I? So you want to, if you can't do that, strum a, you know, C chord, E chord, whatever, simple open chord, while keeping that wrist going. You know, playing funk guitar or this type of playing is going to be a bit tricky for you. So, like I say, go back to one chord. Sorry, I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, but it's a big thing. I don't want to just talk about one piece. I think it's important to go over the details of getting, you know, funk rhythm guitar down into your repertoire of techniques. So back to the piece, and then I'm kind of basically doing, if you think of a, well, if I do it here, an E9 chord. So 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, barring top 3 strings on the 7th fret. My third finger, first finger's on the G sharp, the major third, on the 4th string, 6th fret, and my second finger is on the 5th string, 7th fret. And I'm literally, that's an E9, going back to E flat 9, and then sliding forward a bit. But I don't really need the 5th string, so you can chop that off and just have your 3rd and 1st fingers on it. Alright? You got that happening. So that 9th shape, well, that's a 9th shape. This is kind of your, probably the James Brown. Okay, that standard 9 shape is, no, the first kind of funk chord you could possibly learn, really. So to slow that rhythm down, so there, even I'm not playing nothing, I'm keeping that baka stuff going on. And if you put your little finger, so in this case on the 9th fret, you can make it into a 13. So you get that, what sounds really cool. And then go back a fret, and it will slide in again. You know. And then so this, you know, it's the only, I've forgotten the name. I'm terrible at remembering the names of different rhythm groups, you know, so quavers, crotchets, semi-quavers, semi-demi-quavers. I'm terrible at remembering them all. I can just, for me, it's all about hearing it and the feel. So if you think da 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 da. So I'm not quite getting it. So da 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 da. That was it. So I put that with a chord. Ah! Okay, I'm going to leave that in. I'm not going to edit that out. I want you to see how I'm working that out in my head, you know. Da 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 da, you know. You know, da 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 da. So get that wrist going super loose. What I played again. But then keep that wrist going and you'll automatically start getting those scratches in there. So slowly. And then I did do this thing, what did I do? I just went G7, G sharp, 7, A7. And then did the same thing with, you're thinking of the cage system. So that's the D shape for a G7, G sharp 7, and A7. Okay, got that. And then I did, I threw in a B 7 sharp 9 chord in there as well. So you got 9, 8, so from the full string, 9, 8, 10, 10 on the top 2 strings. Or you could do the kind of standard Hendrix shape version, which would be down there 14, 13, from the 5th string, 14, 13, 14, 15. Alright, but I think I did both. So I hope this isn't too rambly. It's just, it's such a big subject to try and fit into a little video. I've done some lessons in the past about funk guitar, so do check out my guitar lesson playlist. But, you know, if anything you get from this, you know, even just, you know, from getting a chord or not playing any chords and just getting used to, because a lot of questions I saw in the comment section, and thank you for all the love, it means a lot, but a lot of the questions I was seeing was, you know, how do you get your wrist so loose? And I think I've never really been an arm player. I've always, you know, I've never, you know, of course if you're on stage and you're smashing out, you know, it's coming from there, but it's always been, you know, if I did, I don't know, you know, it's always the wrist, you know, and then, you know, if you think Hendrix, when he did Killing Floor, technique. It's all the same, and this is stuff I've been doing since I was 17, 18 years old, you know, so it's all getting that wrist super loose, you know. Even Stevie Ray Vaughan, when he did Rude Mood, he's using this technique, so he's using that, it's not like, you know, picking the notes like Scuttlebutton. He is and then with the left hand, I mean, that's another whole technique there, with the left hand muting out the unwanted strings. But hopefully, if anything, you've got some new chords as well. These chord voicings, so you've got an E9 like so. And then this is also, oh, not that, that's an E9. That was something else. You could also go there, but we bring the funk, you know. And it doesn't always have to be fast, you know, it's all about a groove and getting locked in. So, you know, get your E9 chord. And put the 13. So all these little things, make them your own. So where we had that note, which is still, you can think from that, you know, E9 to F sharp 9. I'm just taking it from that idea, from the original thing. So you got the 9 and 10. And just farting off that. Anyway, I hope this has helped. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and share any tips as well for other people, you know. And but yeah, get that wrist super loose. If you're completely new to this, go back, get a C chord and get used to keeping that right wrist. Get that right wrist super loose and always moving. You don't want, so say you've got that rhythm, you don't want straight away, it's very sterile. Same beat, same rhythm, but you know, it's all about the groove. It's all about the groove, man. Anyway guys, thank you for your love and support. If you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing in my world, and especially musical world, and when I release music and stuff. To all the people on Patreon, thank you very much. And to the special people as Patreon, you know who you are. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already, do check me out, the different tiers and whatnot on Patreon. I'm going to be doing some more stuff on there soon for them. So I appreciate all the support on that. I really do. And I appreciate all the support on YouTube. It's wonderful. It means a hell of a lot to me, as you hopefully know already. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Mike Bradley, very much. Signing out.